So I'm driving up this road that I've driven up, I probably thousands, tens of thousands of times. Yeah, tens of thousands. Easily. Somewhere around like closer to 100,000. And I have been having some veils lifted on me today. And just not that the whole veil was still there, but like the last remnants of it just, just blown away by the divine. And really making room in my heart and in my vessel for the Lord, and for Christ to come to me, in me, as me. Like, this is what the second coming of Christ is. I know nobody actually wants to come out and say that, but that's what it is. And like, I get tired of pussyfooting around the mulberry bush, repeatedly. Like, it's important that people know this stuff, that we are not just like in some esoteric way God's hands and feet. No, we literally are. Like, we literally are. I disagree with the whole New Age thing that says we are God, because we're not. We're not. We have a piece of God in us. That's true. That much is true, for sure, obviously. But like the part about us being God, no. Then it's not good for human beings to think of themselves as such. I'm just telling you, it's not a good thing. Unless you are strongly rooted in something that will always keep you humble. I mean, really humble. You will float away and just fly off the edge of the earth and think that you're something that you're not. When man thinks he is something when he is nothing, the Bible tells us, like, beware of that. Pride cometh before a fall. Like, it's, pride goeth, actually. It says pride goeth before a fall, meaning pride will, like, lay the brickwork for you to fall on your face on that brick floor that you constructed with your pride. Like, and I know, man, I know. I've been there myself. But I've driven up this road so many times, and I never thought I would get here. Isn't that the funniest thing? I've driven up this road so many times, I could probably drive this. I mean, I'm driving right now on just automatic pilot. You know how you do when you're like on your way home? Yeah. But like the realizations that the Lord gives me are just astonishing. They're staggeringly beautiful. He's just showing me, like, we made it. The collective made it. Like, we made it to heaven. If you've gotten your wings, and you'll know, like, you will know unequivocally that you got your wings, like, and that you're ready for duty. Like, like all of this boot camp shit that we've been through. I mean, we've been through a lot of it. The spiritual warfare, the going through different veils and figuring that out only to get to another level and new devils, and which it always is. But like, at the same time, confirmation, you're also like, hoping that you kind of get to like some kind of like, not plateau, but like easier. Oh, not easier, but like, what am I trying to say? Like smoother sailing, I think is exactly what I'm trying to say. Smoother sailing. That's all. Not easier. Nothing like that. Because I love the challenge of what that the Lord presents to me all the time. It's a beautiful thing. But He's just been showing me, like, the collective made it to heaven. Like, we went through rapture a long time ago. I don't know what everybody was freaking out about. And I'm not making fun of anyone. I'm just saying that, like, everybody who was, like, gathered together, sold all their stuff because they thought it was going to be rapture this last year in September, and yet they didn't get their house in order. Like, I'm sorry, you missed it. The good news is that Christ is coming back. He's actually here in us. And so, like, but the great news about that is that Christ is here. Like, He's here on earth, in us, as us. It's the most beautiful thing. And the works that He will do in you, not that you can do, the works that He can do through you, in you, He'll put you back together entirely better than before you broke or started to crack, or before this crack started to show, or all of the above, whatever. Because some of us have been really hurt. Like, I mean, so deeply hurt. And so deeply abandoned, And I'm not putting degrees on abandonment or pain. I'm just saying, you know who you are. You signed up for some crazy shit, and I did too. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe we should have our heads checked, for signing up for such a crazy, hard God mode mission. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's crazy. So, yeah, confirmation. And I'm sure you've actually asked yourselves the same question, like, am I okay? Oh my gosh. So, anyway, I just want to salute all of you that have your wings now. That, like I said, you have them, you'll know. You'll know. You'll absolutely know. You can't miss it. And that you're fit for duty. And, like, we have a lot of work to do. And also, like, the majority of that work is, like, so much fun, isn't it? I love working for the Lord. Who else would I want to work for? And really the only job that he gives me, truly, really the only job he gives me, other than just kind of like doing other inconsequential things that I would probably be doing if I was just living anyway. He just asks me not to worry. That's the best job. And I have made a career out of it. I'm really good at it. I'm a veteran now. And it just gets better and better. And, like, my second biggest job is just to bring joy into the world. Because I'm blessed to be a blessing. It's a beautiful thing. The even better news is that it's available to everybody. Just like the Christians tell people. I'm not saying that it's about Christianity. Don't hear what I'm not saying, because I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is the part that they say about it being available to everybody is true. That's true. Everybody can have it. Everybody, like, the Lord is just waiting for you to, like, say, you know what, Father, help me get my shit together. I mean it. All you have to have is a willing heart. That's all that the Lord needs. He can work with that. He can work with that. It's a very, very small trade, and the best trade you could ever make, because the Lord takes your heart and, like, reconstructs it bigger, stronger, more vital than ever, better than it ever was, better than it was even the day you were born, younger, more powerful, deeply guided, loved. It's amazing. So, there's a lot of wisdom to be found out in the world, and the Lord gives his wisdom to those who ask of it. He gives generously and doesn't hold back. But once you know better, you have to do better, because not doing better, that's what puts you in hell, really. Your works can't get you to heaven, but they can get you to hell. Yeah. That's the only thing you really need to know about heaven and hell. Heaven and hell is not a place that we go to. It's something we live in here on earth, either in heaven or in hell. It's really up to you. It really, really is. It's a beautiful thing. I'm honored and humbled to be amongst this collective and all the people that came before us, not just our ancestors, but all of the people who came before us and hid sacred writings and held office in high places, putting themselves at risk so that they could protect the truth all this time. There is so much to be said for all of our elders that came before us, the wise men and women who held the space for us to come through, the witches that were burned at the stake, the people that were called crazy and disenfranchised by everyone around them, the black sheep, all of them, because it's a really rough, it's a really rough road. And especially when you walk with Christ, it's especially rough. It just is. People say that the right-hand path, that the Christic path, is the safer path. Oh no, contraire, mon frere. It is not. It is not. It's not dangerous in the sense that you'll ever be left alone, or that you'll ever be left without guidance, but it is dangerous in the sense that it is thorough. It's not like, oh, you just sit back and you're like, I feel like I'll practice some of this today, I'll do some of the shadow work. No. The Lord knows what's best for you, and when you give your life to him, he does what's best for you, because your higher self, your part of him that lives in you, the Christ in you, your chrism, the Christ, the anointing, the oil in your brain that goes up and down the 33 vertebra and etc., dies in Golgotha, and you are arisen again, resurrected. Hello, the whole story of Christ. When you walk with that Christ and you give up your will to that higher self, that part of God in you, it's a freedom that you could never know, because that work that is done in you is sacred, it's holy, it's sovereign, and it's done in a way that can't ever be undone. Like, you can't undo that. You might be able to undo it, some of it yourself, but the Lord would fight you so hard that you probably wouldn't be able to get much done. Please get down, sweetie. So it's a tremendous gift to walk with the Lord. It's tremendous. So intimately too, and that's another beautiful thing, is that, you know, he rebuilds all of your relationships with yourself. With yourselves, I should say. All those parts of you that were fragmented, that one of them walked over here with anxiety, the other one walked over here with depression, another part of yourself walked over here with fear of being seen, fear of speaking up, fear of, you know, not being enough, all of those fears, because there's so many, and then you fragment even further. During deliverance, I often wondered, what was going on, because I would burp and cough, and like right when these things would be named too, and right when deceptions, like veils would be lifted on my deceptions, and I would see clearly, and I was like, wow, that's incredible. But like, I would have a physical reaction, and the answer to that is that it's not some demon or some angel around you making your ears ring, or making you burp, or cough, or, you know, have an itchy end of your nose. It's that your body is a biofeedback loop, a bridge between heaven and earth. It's because your DNA is heavenly, but your body, like your flesh, but also the higher you vibrate, the more in tune you are with heaven. Like, this is the metaphor in the Bible about, or the allegory of the cave kind of thing, like Plato talked about this, but in the Bible it's Jacob's ladder, and this is the ascension and descension. Like, Plato was talking about like the descension of humans, like if you could only see shadows on the wall, but like the Jacob's ladder is an ascension. Well, it also talks about the angels coming, but it's about that bridge between heaven and earth, and the ability to come, like, ascend and descend as needed, because I found myself in hell many times when I was sent on mission. Like, I go hang out in hell. I know that sounds crazy, but I do, because I get sent there on assignment, and I'm just chilling. I'm not doing anything. Just my presence cleans things up. So I don't have to say anything or fight anyone or even defend myself or, you know, perform any kind of deliverance afterward or even a prayer. It's not like that. It's just I go and I'm there. It's like when we start putting things in their place, namely within us, and we stop looking outside of ourselves for angels and demons and, you know, and deities and all this stuff, we start to like become more whole and holy people when you integrate your shadows, and when you learn how to live in the in-between, because that's what we are. We're bridges between heaven and earth. This is part of what we do. This is part of what angels, even though we're not really angels, we're comprised of angels. I mean, we're not even archangels though. We're more than that. Second Baruch talks about being more excellent, being made more excellent than the Malachim. Malachim means angels, and it's talking about the second coming. It's talking about being made more excellent than the Malachim, and it's talking about us. It's talking about the remnant. It's talking about that first wave of volunteers. This is what everybody talks about this, and some people want to call it chosen, and other people want to call it God's anointed, and all this kind of stuff. I don't even know that it is any of that. It's just that we're fully, well, it's not just fully awake, like we're aligned, we're in resonance with the field, with God, with his laws, with his all of his universal laws. We're not just aware of them, but we live by them. And, and the Lord turns it around and makes it our playhouse. And not in like some kind of like we're flippant or inconsiderate or anything like unworthy of it. We are in fact very worthy of it. Because look, God himself would not bestow any power upon anyone that he didn't deem worth it. That's one thing I know for a fact about the Lord. And even when people that we really don't like and really don't agree with have power, there's a reason why the Lord has done that. And I've questioned it myself, but I also know that the Lord is responsible for everything that I see and more. He's the glue that holds everything together. And confirmation. And so, it becomes like the closer you walk with him, the her, him, her. When I say him, just assume that I'm also acknowledging the feminine Mary Magdalene energy in him. It's just a term that I use that is helpful in speaking about it because to not acknowledge that there is masculine and feminine energy is to be unbalanced. So anyway, when you realize that you've gotten your wings, when you realize that you're actually in heaven, you're dwelling in heaven, it's so, I don't even know what the word is for it. It's so amazing and revelatory that you just like, but it's so quiet. It's so quiet. It's so, what seems like not unimportant, but, just quiet. Like it's such a quiet victory. And so many of those victories with the Lord are like that. 17 on the timer. It's the second time I've seen that in the last couple days. Wow, it's beautiful up here. It's a quiet celebratory energy where you're just happy to be alive. Like it's just so beautiful. So I just congratulate the collective on all of your hard work, because I know it was so far beyond easy. I don't even know, like easy is not even part of my vocabulary necessarily anymore. But yeah, I'm just honored and humbled to be among you, and thank you so much for pulling when God. And also, you're welcome, because I know I did a lot of work, and I am so grateful to have been any kind of help, any kind of support for anyone. So anyway, I hope this video finds you blessed. I'm gonna give you a view of the view we have from up here real quick, because it's beautiful, right? If that's not heaven, I don't know what is. Oh yeah, I painted my wings on my car, on my Thule. Both sides. And then this morning, when I looked at them, the birds had pooped all over them. Pooped here, pooped on my Thule, like here. It couldn't be better. Like, I'm literally like anointed by birds. Like, what? There's been a hawk that's been hanging out at the other place where I sleep, up in the mountains. Anyway. Isn't that gorgeous? All right. Love, blessings, and compassion to everyone. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Peace be with you.